The internet is exploding right now, and fans are asking one burning question. Did Bruno Mars just reveal the truth about his relationship with Jessica Caban through his latest project? Stay with us, because what we're about to uncover might completely change how you hear every single track on The Romantic. And before we go deeper, make sure you hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe, because the story keeps getting wilder the closer you look. It all started quietly. No major announcement, no dramatic headlines, just the release of The Romantic, an album that on the surface feels like classic Bruno. Smooth vocals, emotional storytelling, and undeniable vibes. But fans didn't take long to notice something different, something personal, something that didn't feel like fiction anymore. Listeners began dissecting lyrics line by line, and suddenly, patterns started to emerge. Words about distance, longing, late-night memories, and unresolved emotions began to connect in ways that felt too specific to ignore. Social media lit up with theories. Was this just storytelling? Or was Bruno Mars sending a message? Because here's where things get interesting. For years, Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban have kept their relationship incredibly private. No constant headlines, no oversharing, no public drama. But that silence? It's exactly what's making fans read between the lines now more than ever. Some fans are convinced certain lyrics point directly to Jessica, references to a long-term connection, lines that hint at a love that's been tested, possibly even broken and rebuilt. And then there are the emotional shifts within the album itself, tracks that move from passion to doubt, from confidence to vulnerability. It's not just an album, it feels like a timeline. But wait, this is where the speculation takes a sharper turn. Midway through the album, there's a noticeable tonal shift. The energy changes. The lyrics become more introspective, almost like a confession. And fans are asking, is this the moment where Bruno stops performing and starts telling the truth? Online forums, TikTok breakdowns, and fan theories have zeroed in on specific lines that seem to mirror real-life moments between Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban. A sudden absence from public appearances, subtle social media clues, even past interviews that now, in hindsight, feel like they meant more than we realized at the time. And yet, there's no confirmation, no statement, just music. But that's exactly what makes this so powerful. Because Bruno Mars has always been an artist who communicates through his songs. He doesn't need headlines when he has melodies. He doesn't need interviews when his lyrics speak louder than words. And if The Romantic is truly inspired by his relationship, then what we're hearing might be the most honest version of his story yet. Still, not everyone is convinced. Some critics argue that fans are reading too much into it, that artists often draw from multiple experiences, not just one relationship. They say the themes in The Romantic are universal. Love, heartbreak, uncertainty. Things everyone can relate to, but even they admit the timing feels suspicious. Because as the album gains traction, so do the rumors. There's talk of a possible breakup. Others claim the opposite, that the album reflects a reconciliation, a deeper connection forged through challenges. And without clear answers, the mystery only grows. And here's the real twist. What if the truth isn't in one song, but in the entire journey of the album itself? From the opening track to the final note, The Romantic feels like a story unfolding in real time. A beginning filled with passion, a middle marked by tension and questions, and an ending that doesn't fully resolve. It lingers, it leaves space, almost like Bruno wants listeners to feel the uncertainty he experienced. That's not just music, that's storytelling. And whether intentional or not, Bruno Mars has created something that's pulling fans deeper into his world than ever before. A world where every lyric could be a clue, every melody a message, and every silence a statement. So is Jessica Caban truly the inspiration behind The Romantic? Are these hidden messages real, or are we witnessing the power of great songwriting doing exactly what it's meant to do? Making us feel seen, heard, and curious? Right now, only one person knows for sure. But one thing is undeniable. The conversation isn't slowing down anytime soon. So what do you think? Is Bruno Mars telling his real-life love story through this album? Or is this all just coincidence? Drop your theory in the comments, share this with someone who's been following the story, and don't forget to subscribe, because if anything new surfaces, you already know we'll be the first to break it down. And just when fans thought they had figured it all out, a new layer of mystery begins to unfold, because after repeated listens, something even more subtle started to stand out. Something that goes beyond just lyrics. It's the sequencing, the way each track flows into the next, almost like chapters in a private diary. And fans are now asking, is Bruno Mars telling this story in chronological order? The theory might sound simple at first, but the deeper you go, the more convincing it becomes. Early tracks in the Romantic are filled with warmth, intimacy, and confidence. There's a sense of security, like a relationship at its peak. The kind of love that feels unbreakable. But then, slowly, almost quietly, doubt starts creeping in. Lines become shorter. The tone becomes colder. There are pauses, intentional silences, that feel heavier than any words. And that's where fans believe the turning point happens. Because right in the middle of the album, there's a track that many are calling the fracture. The moment where everything changes. The lyrics hint at miscommunication, distance, and something left unsaid. Not a dramatic explosion, but something more real. A slow disconnect. And here's where Jessica Caban comes back into the conversation. Some fans have pointed out that around the same time this emotional shift appears in the album, there were noticeable gaps in public appearances involving the couple. No events, no shared moments, just silence. And in today's world, silence can be louder than anything. But it doesn't stop there. Because as the album continues, the narrative doesn't fully collapse. Instead, it evolves. The later tracks carry a different kind of energy. Not the excitement of new love, not the pain of loss, but something more complex. Reflection, regret, and maybe hope. There are lyrics that suggest second chances. Lines that hint at growth. Even moments that feel like quiet apologies. And fans are now asking a new question. Is the Romantic not about an ending, but about a rebuilding? And if that's true, then everything changes. Because instead of a breakup album, this could be something much rarer, a reconciliation album. A story about two people navigating real challenges and choosing to stay. Choosing to understand. Choosing to fight for something deeper. But once again, there's no confirmation. No interviews where Bruno Mars explains the meaning. No direct references to Jessica Caban. Just clues. Just music. Just emotion. And maybe that's the point. Because by not confirming anything, Bruno creates space for interpretation. Space for fans to connect their own experiences to the story. But at the same time, the specificity of certain lines makes it feel like there's something real underneath it all. Something personal. And then there's another detail that fans can't stop talking about. The production choices. Subtle background sounds. Faint echoes. Moments where his voice almost breaks, but doesn't. These aren't accidents. They feel intentional. Designed to make the listener lean in closer. To pay attention. To feel like they're hearing something they weren't supposed to hear. Almost like a confession hidden in plain sight. And if you listen closely, really closely, you start to notice something else. The endings of certain songs don't feel final. They fade out instead of resolving. They leave questions hanging. And when those questions carry into the next track, it creates a continuous loop of curiosity. A feeling that the story isn't finished yet. Which brings us to the biggest question of all. What if the Romantic isn't just telling a story, but setting up something bigger? Because in today's music landscape, artists are thinking beyond just albums. They're creating eras, narratives that unfold over time. And if this is just chapter 1, then what comes next could reveal everything. Some fans believe a follow-up project could complete the story. Others think the answers might come through visuals, music videos, performances, even subtle public appearances. And until that happens, every move Bruno Mars makes will be analyzed more closely than ever. And yes, every appearance involving Jessica Caban will only add more fuel to the fire. Because at the center of all this speculation is something undeniably human. Curiosity about love. About what happens behind closed doors. About how relationships survive or don't. when the spotlight is always watching. And whether or not the romantic is directly about Jessica Caban, it taps into something universal. The uncertainty, the vulnerability, the questions we don't always get answers to. But here's the part that really keeps fans hooked. The possibility that the truth has already been revealed, and we just haven't fully understood it yet. Because sometimes the biggest clues aren't the loudest ones. They're the quiet details, the lines that don't stand out at first, the emotions that linger after the music stops. And that's exactly what Bruno Mars has mastered, creating moments that stay with you, moments that make you go back, listen again, and question everything you thought you knew. So now the spotlight turns back to you. After hearing all the clues, all the theories, all the hidden messages, what do you believe? Is Jessica Caban the real story behind the romantic? Or is this something even deeper? Something we're only beginning to understand? Drop your thoughts below, start the conversation, and stay tuned. Because if new details emerge, if new clues surface, if anything changes in this unfolding story, you won't want to miss what comes next. And just when it feels like every possible theory has been explored, the narrative takes yet another unexpected turn. Because now, fans aren't just analyzing the lyrics or the timeline anymore. They're looking at the silences, the gaps between releases, the absence of direct clarification, the moments where Bruno Mars chooses not to speak. And in a world where artists constantly explain themselves, that silence feels intentional, almost strategic. And here's why that matters. When an artist says nothing, the audience fills in the blanks. But in this case, the blanks aren't empty. They're filled with emotion, speculation, and a growing sense that something real is being protected. Not hidden, protected. Because think about it. For over a decade, Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban have maintained one of the most private relationships in the entertainment industry. No constant headlines, no public drama cycles, just occasional glimpses, and then back to silence. So when the romantic suddenly arrives filled with emotional weight, it doesn't feel random. Feels like a release, like something that's been building quietly for years has finally found its way out. Not through interviews, but through music. And fans are starting to connect dots that go even further back. Old interviews are being revisited. Past performances are being reanalyzed. Even subtle changes